Locals to local, we cover our own underground classics from our favorite time zone. Along with our guests, we'll take you back in time. It's the 709 Rewind with Richie and Brian.
Who were Potmaster, Jeff?
So it was myself on bass, and Natalie Noseworthy playing guitar and singing, John Fisher on guitar, and Tony Tucker was the original drummer. But then we ran through a series of drummers, including Mike Clark, Jason Denis, and then John Galopoulos was the final drummer for a while, and that's who I've been playing drums with ever since. We were around from like 94 to 98.
One that stuck out to me, like I was mentioning to everyone earlier, was Snake Charmer. I've reached out to some of the members here because they were good friends of John Fisher. Peter, you've mentioned about the style of John's playing.
I mean, I always looked up to him because I came into the scene and he was just, a guitar player to look up to. John and I connected because we liked a lot of stoner rock bands. It was really when I got to work with John at the Delta. I was kind of like his right-hand man for about 2 or 3 years. So I got to understand what was really going on with that right hand. And this was a couple of years before we started Last Soul Down. So when we started Last Soul Down, we really synced up really well.
John came from the early punk scene in the early 80s, right? He's been around for a while. Playing
in with the Asthmatics at the first all ages show I went to in 1986. And he was playing the last show I saw before COVID lockdown 2020. So he's been around the Fish and Rod, the Asthmatics, Tough Justice, Shiva, Potmaster, Last Soul Down, Jupiter Landing.
We played together in an industrial band called Dre's Eye Test.
The second guitar player in Ditch for a while.
How did Potmaster come about? Was it Darshiva and Potbelly, the breakup of those two bands?
So basically in the same week, Darshiva and Potbelly both sort of broke up in the same week or two. In my memory, it feels like days this happened. But basically, then within a couple of days of those two bands saying they were going to stop, I was downtown and ran into John and Natalie, and they were like, "So what are you going to do?" And I'm like, "I don't know. You want to do something?" Or Tony and I, from at that point, joined John and Natalie and formed Potmaster, and Doug left Potbelly and went and joined John from Darshiva and formed Sterling Slacks. The Sound Symposium '94 at the start of the Sea Hall, we did an all ages show where Potbelly and Darshiva played their last sets, and Potmaster and Sterling Sax played their first sets. I don't know if it was Mapaya he actually played with, but one of those world music bands. John.
Yes, he was in a New World band, New World music band. I remember that.
I was just talking about how I was sort of enamored with Natalie a long time ago, say about 14 years ago figure. And I've always been kind of really inspired by her vocal style, even the types of styles that she plays with now, the different types of things that are far from Potmaster. But anyway, I just was always inspired by her, Janet Cole. These are other parts of my voice that I like to play with. So when I found out I was doing this song, I was actually trying not to seem really excited too much, because I really fangirled out, to be quite honest. Natalie is somebody, not only do I admire her as a vocalist, I admire her as a person. She's just such a wonderful person. She's said so many nice things to me over the years, just encouraging me privately, just little sprinkles of her little glitter. That's what I kind of call it, right? She's got this very beautiful spirit. And of course, Johnny, I don't want to get into it too much because I'm afraid I'll actually start to cry, because I actually really admire Johnny as well. He was always at my shows. He played at Distortion. He worked at Distortion. He was always the guy that hugged me when I walked up over the stairs, so it's such an honor and a privilege to be part of this. Natalie, even as early as maybe a year ago, I was with her, and she was saying, "You're the cat's ass," and she's just got this beautiful soul, and it's just nice to be able to fill her boots, even if it's just a little bit.
Yeah. Excellent.
How did
So you did nice work on it. Very nice work.
Thank you.
Oh,
Jeff.
I let
Thank you.
Jeff have a little preview of the song, and he
Oh,
was
that's
like,
good.
"Who's that? Who's that? Who's singing? Who's singing?"
Well,
This is
that's
my
so nice to
my
hear.
third time. This is my third time playing it.
Well, I was saying to Richie earlier in the bus, like that song is like a locomotive in my head, like it's stuck in my head, and I love it. Like
I reached out to Glenn playing to play bass for this.
mhm.
He was pretty on
Very
top of recording, and you were friends with John when you opened up your bar,
I had a bar open in 2006,
Wow.
right?
and I had met him at Atlantic also with Peter at the Delta in mid-90s when I was kind of admiring these bands and whatnot. I didn't know any of the members,
No.
and it was just so fun to actually meet all the members later and, become friends and whatnot.
Yeah. Well, it's neat how your bar for the many years that you were open kind of had that and contained that community of musicians, and it was a place that I've seen that John was very happy at being at.
How did you feel about playing bass on this song?
Oh, I loved it. I'm very glad you asked me.
He really loves counting my riff. I know that.
Yeah.
I was counting too.
I had to
That
put
was
in
tough.
The drum part. I had to make an extra track for with my voice counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, and
Yeah.
all I was thinking was, how the hell did Jeff play that?
I listened to the bed track and it just dropped out, and with it, my heart sank. I'm like, but fun. It was fun challenge. I
Excellent.
really enjoyed it.
I couldn't track the lyrics down, so I had to ask Jeff to embarrassingly text me the lyrics for you, Amanda. So
I just took one listen and reminded myself what they were. I didn't have them in the top of my head or anything.
oh, okay.
I tried to express the lyrics really well in the video as well. Like I even did the toque thing. I hope that you see that in the video. But yeah, no, it was actually so funny. When you sent it to me, I was like, did he text this out? I couldn't tell. I couldn't.
I just
know.
copy and pasted what Jeff sent me.
And for all,
That's
for all
perfect.
the,
No, it works. It's great.
For all the
I don't
kids
mind.
that are watching and kids that are watching, this is how we did it pre-internet. Honestly,
I believe we just all sang the wrong lyrics all the time because we
Oh,
couldn't
yeah.
get the lyrics.
it's true. It's true.
Yeah, I had to like one take Jake my take. Like recording setup, like it only records what's going through the speakers. I had a looper after my speakers that ran into my speakers, but I got the take. And I was just like, yeah, Richie's gonna have to do some editing on this.
Jeff, who wrote Snake Charmer?
Bass break and stuff. I have a feeling that I may have written all of the riffs. Natalie, of course, wrote the words. And I know that when I first wrote the thing, I was like, this needs like a drum fill that starts it. And I told Tony, I said, I want it to start with a drum fill. And he left that jam not having done anything. And when he came back the next jam, he was like, so something like this? And he played that drum fill that is the song. And we were like, yeah, something like that.
Oh yeah.
Playing that drum beat, that intro is just killer.
Oh my God, that drum beat when Tony played it, and then he got in and
so good.
recorded it the first time. In the recording, once he could compress every drum and make it sound like that, it was like, Tony, like I didn't know it sounded like that. We were used to some crappy set of drums that our jam says like a blocka 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 blocka.
There's a sense of respect. Like you got to really treat this carefully when you're doing this stuff. I find because I mean we're closer to the musicians. I mean like Jeff's right in here with us, so he can be like, no, that's terrible. Where's my finger? Oh, where's my finger? I can't line it up. Oh, there it is. That's terrible. Do it again. I don't like that. I did not like what you did to our song.
Have fouled my legacy. No, you guys are fabulous, man. Terrific.
Oh, okay.
Freaking great.
I can sleep well tonight because like I wouldn't have been able to sleep. Sometimes the guitarists do write the lyrics to the songs. I know with my Jeff, in category 6. I don't say my as in, but he writes songs too, and he's a very good songwriter. I do tend to do a lot of the lyrics, but it was very interesting. I was expecting you to say that you wrote that for some reason.
No,
So that was,
well,
yeah.
I wrote parts of some of the songs, but Natalie did write most of the lyrics. For
Cool.
that.
Yeah,
Here's
and
snow
there goes,
clearing, Jeff.
and then there goes snow clearing.
I was going to say,
No,
who's keeping?
I actually have to go because I have to do my live stream of snow. Okay, so I'm just going to go do some right now.
Okay, excellent.
Thanks for having me, guys. See you later.
Bye,
See you later.
Yeah.
Cool.
Bye.
I'd like to thank everyone here, and this song is called Snake Charmer, originally done by Potmaster, recovered or rewound by these amazing people here with us. So stay tuned.
favorite time zone. Along with our guests, we'll take you back in time. It's the 709 Rewind with Richie and Brian.